Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name is Perla Gutierrez, and today I will be answering the 4 questions from the discussion 4, and this is regarding our chapter 4. First question is, why should we integrate the 4 language skills? Based on the chapter as we read, I did see that it identified the 4 language skills as listening, it is speaking, reading, and writing. I do believe that we should integrate these skills because the student does need it to communicate and to express themselves and understand others. I'm going to start off by the listening skill. They'll be able to hear and identify some sounds of speech and process sentences. It will help them understand what and how people are speaking and the words that they're saying, how are they pronouncing them, and how is it forming the sentence, how everything comes together. And my speaking skill, I believe that people will be able to deliver the message. They'll be able to practice speaking with others. They'll learn about the communication structures, how it is to talk with others in person, to understand the messages from others. They'll recognize expressions, body language. Speaking practice can build up their confidence while speaking with others. So they'll learn how to have interactions and conversate back and forth. In the reading skills, it's developed with practice through activity in English, and it can be done with other strategies. They can be reading, they can be identifying, understanding, using their background knowledge, vocabulary, the illustrations, but it also needs modifications. It needs visuals, it needs words translated in their language. The writing is communicate thoughts with representation in a structured way. They'll learn grammar and sentence structure. And this is with practice, the writing skills will help them understand how the sentence sounds, how it's supposed to be completed, the difference from the English version as their first language version. Second question, how we can integrate the 4 language skills. I did research and I did read the chapter, and I believe that the listening skills can be done through practice. We can have an activity where the student listens to the sound. He can hear the story in their language, and then they can hear it in the English, just so they can understand the difference. We can do activities as following directions, seeing them, simple directions, and then challenging the student using, again, visuals, letting them tell us back and forth how they understand or what the direction was told. Another one would be games such as scavenger hunt, and the strategy is to always just check for understanding. Speaking can be done in an oral activity where we discuss a book. We allow the student to retell the story and for them to be able to retell it in their way, and us provide them with the words and also like other items, other materials that they are able to respond back to us. But more than anything is for them to be repeating it so they can practice speaking. In writing skills, we can do it as an activity, and this is an everyday journal. The student is able to express themselves. They can, be first drawing what they understand. Later on, letting them write in their own writing, and then for us to be able to go back and help them understand that the word wasn't written right, or at least so they can put it in their own words. Also allowing them to copy other sentences, and this is just for them to practice and understand how it's written and how it's supposed to be written, so when it's their turn to do it, they'll be able to understand and do it the same. I also believe that it's so important to read a book out loud and for them to get into partners to be able to put them with English learners as well as students that are proficient in English so they can listen to each other and they can both learn to correct each other and help each other. I believe on setting up the classroom, and it's like printing labels, going through the book, first identifying the book cover, the author, the illustrations, point out words that the student may need to understand in order to retell a story. What are the implications for teaching? Teachers should consider classroom setting, and this is just the way that it's set up, the labels, vocabulary words so students can get familiar with, sentences, grammar, rules, examples, and this is just so the student can go back and read on their own, go back and find cues of how he's supposed to be speaking, he's supposed to be writing, what to listen to, and also on reading. They can learn to read. And I believe on also listing on the classroom with labels, writing, listing the picture as well as the vocabulary words, just so that the student, if he's having a hard time identifying the item, well, he can see the picture and him or her identify the word by looking at the picture. Also, the use of their learning styles, and this is just assessing the student, finding out how is it that the student is learning so that we can use those learning styles with them. Also, another implication is classroom management, and it's adapting, making it adaptive for the students to help them understand the concept. So, however the student is learning, what items, what materials, the time, giving them enough times for them to work and understand. Limitations that I can consider is also the materials and more than anything the times that we are considering and using, and this is through planning, plan times and include it in the lesson. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my discussion, and I hope to hear from you guys. Thank you.